So there are two special kinds of problems that you're going to come up with. One of them will give you no solution, another one will give you infinitely many solutions. But you won't be able to tell that until the very end. So let's take a look at this problem right here. You want to move the j's so that they're all on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 3j from each side to move them. But what happens is they each cancel out. So what you're left with is -2 equals -2. This is always true. -2 will always equal -2 no matter what value j is. So for all values of j, this becomes a true statement. So there's not just one solution. If j equals 1, that works. If j equals 2, that works. If j equals 3, that works. There's an infinite amount of solutions, so we call it infinitely many solutions. Okay, this next problem is going to have some work done to it first. First thing we'll do is we'll distribute this 2, which will be 2 times 6 is 12, minus 2 times 4 is 8. So 12 minus 8f equals, then I'm on the same side of the equal sign on the right, so I can combine this -10 with this -2 to be -12 minus 8f. Okay, I'm going to collect my 8f's, so I'm going to move them, so I'm going to go plus 8f on both sides. And again, what happens is, those cancel, and I'm left with 12 equals -12. So for both these problems, it helps that I tried to move and collect my variable expressions first and not the constant. Let's move the f first. So I'm left with 12 equals -12, which cannot happen. That's not a true statement. No matter what value you have for f, 12 does not equal -12. So we have no solution. So if you end up with two numbers equal to each other, infinitely many solutions. You have two numbers that do not equal each other, you have no solution. Alright, this problem we have fractions. Before I clear my fractions, I'm going to distribute that 1/2. You don't have to distribute, you can clear them after, or you can clear it beforehand, but I think it's going to be easier in this problem. So that's 1/2 r minus 4, half of 8 is 4. So let me rewrite all that out. Alright, now the number I'm going to multiply through is going to be the least common denominator of 3, 6, and 2, and that'll be 6. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. And that'll give me 8r minus 12 minus 5r equals 3r minus 24. If you're having trouble with any of those fractions, pause it and call your teacher over. Okay, so now on the same side of the equal sign on the left, I'm just going to collect my like terms. 8r minus 5r is 3r minus 12 equals 3r minus 24. I want to move my r's on the opposite sides of the equal sign, so now I'm going to have to subtract to combine them or to collect them. These cancel, you're left with -12 equals -24. Remember, if you have two things that are not equal to each other, that is no solution. For this last problem, the first step we're going to get a calculator for the distribution, because you're dealing with decimals. And we can't clear the decimals right now because they're in the parentheses. So if I distribute the -8, that becomes -8 plus, negative times a negative is a positive, 19.2x equals, now I distribute the 4, becomes -8 plus 10.4x plus 8.8x. So you might need a calculator to do that decimal work. Then on the right side of the equal sign, I have two different x terms, so I can combine those. So 10.4x plus 8.8x is 19.2x. And when I combine, so I have to subtract 19.2x on each side. They cancel. I'm left with -8 equals -8. Remember, if it's the same thing equal to each other, it always happens. That is infinitely many solutions.